Hello, fabulous third graders! Today we are going to be working with place value through 10,000s. Here is a blank place value chart. Now, in previous lessons, we have already talked about the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands. And today we're adding that 10,000s place. So let's put some digits in. Let's put a 4 in the ones column, an 8 in the tens column, a 6 in the hundreds column, a 7 in the thousands column, and a 2 in the 10,000s column. Now, just as we've been doing all along, we can represent this number in three different ways. Let's look at the first way. That's that standard form. That's the typical way we normally see numbers written. Now, standard form just means that we're writing out those digits. So for this particular number, we would write it as 27,684. And we're going to remember that comma in between the thousands and the hundreds, okay? So the next way that we can represent this number is with expanded form. Now remember, expanded form means stretched out. So we have to stretch out this number by writing the values of each of those digits. And we're going to start with the highest place, which is the 10,000s here. Now we have 2 in the 10,000s column. So that means the 2 is going to have a value of 20,000, because if you think about it, if you have two tens, you have 20. If you have two 10,000s, you have 20,000. Now, we're going to add that to the next value. And if we look in the thousands column, we see there's a 7. 7,000s is valued at 7,000. So then we're going to add that to the value of the next digit. If we have 6 in the hundreds column, we have 600s or 600. And then we're going to add that to the next value, and that is the 8 in the tens column. Now 8 tens is equal to 80. And finally, we're going to add that to the last digit, the 4 in the ones column. And because that 4 is in the ones column, it is valued at 4. So the expanded form of 27,684 is 20,000 plus 7,000 plus 600 plus 80 plus 4. Now we have one more way to represent this number, and that is with word form. So we say the number out loud, 27,684, and we're going to write it out exactly the same way we say it. So it's going to look a little bit like this. It's a little bit longer this time. 27,684. And again, I need that comma between the thousands and the hundreds. So I have my comma there, and I have my hyphen between the 20 and the 7 and the 80 and the 4. So there's 27,684 in standard form, expanded form, and word form. Okay, so what happens if we have some zeros in our number? So let's make a new number with some new digits. I'm going to put a 0 in the ones column, a 9 in the tens column, a 0 in the hundreds column, a 3 in the thousands column, and a 5 in the 10,000s column. So once again, we're going to represent this number in three different ways. Standard form, which is the typical way of saying the number with the digits written out, we would see it as 53,090. Now again, I need a comma between the thousands and the hundreds. Now remember, in standard form, we have to write the zeros because those zeros become our placeholders. It tells us that there is nothing in the hundreds column and nothing in the ones column. If we didn't have those zeros as placeholders, we would have a smaller number. So 53,090 is the way that we would write this in standard form with our comma in between the thousands and the hundreds. Now, if I want to do an expanded form, remember that stretched out form, this is where I can decide whether or not I put in the zeros or not. I'll show you what I mean. The 10,000s column has a 5. That's the digit there. So if we have 5 10,000s, that means we have 50,000 because 5 tens would be 50, so 5 10,000s would be 50,000. Now we're going to add that to the value of my next digit, which is the 3 in the thousands column. So 3 thousands would be 3,000. Now, I have to add that to my next digit, but my next digit's value is 0 because there's a 0 in the hundreds column. So I can add that 0 if I would like to, but I can also leave it out, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go to the next place, which is the tens column, and find that the 9 gives a value of 90 because 9 tens would be 90, so I'm going to add that 90 to the rest of the expanded form. Now when I go to my very last column, the ones column, there's a 0 there. Again, I can write plus 0 if I want to, but I'm going to leave it out. So my expanded form is going to be 50,000 plus 3,000 plus 90. Now again, I could have written it 50,000 plus 3,000 plus 0 plus 90 plus 0, but that's a little extra work, so I just left those zeros out. So finally we come to word form. And again, we say the number 53,090, and we're going to write it the way it sounds. 53,090. Again, I need the comma after that 53,000. So there's my comma. The hyphen is in between the 50 and the 3, and there's my word form, 53,090.